I'm here today with the Betsy and Mark Gates 1959 head coach of heavyweight rowing, Wyatt Allen. Welcome to season 2 and hopefully the last season of Coaching in COVID, Coach.
I hope so. Thanks for having me.
Things keep changing rapidly. When I wrote these questions, I had to change them because things changed. Compare last season, which started out normally with races and everything and then shut down. And then this year in the wintertime, they canceled all the spring sports and then have gradually opened them up as the ice went out on the river. Compare the two for me.
Yeah, very different years, obviously. Last year, I feel like we had a lot of positive momentum going into the spring racing season. Had a great winter training with the group, had a good trip out to Las Vegas for the Las Vegas Invite, where we raced well against Cal and University of San Diego and Oregon State, and just felt really good about where we were heading into the spring season. Obviously, that came to an abrupt end in mid-March. And this year has sort of been the opposite. It's been a slow build in a positive direction, and certainly working our way back towards normal. We had a great fall here in Hanover, had a big group, almost 40 guys. We were able to get in, I think, close to 6 weeks of sculling in singles out on our river. I thought that was really productive. Our team did a really nice job over the winter of finding remote training locations and forming training pods. We had a group in Sarasota, Florida, another group near Jacksonville. We had a group in LA, a group in Santa Barbara, another group in Oakland, a couple guys over in London training at Thames Rowing Club. So a really nice job of putting themselves in good training environments. And then we had a small group here on campus for the winter that also did a nice job. And then, this spring, it's been sort of a slow build to where we are now. We've got just over 4/8 of guys on campus and eligible to practice with us. We started sculling in early April. Ben Schuler and the sports medicine team did a great job of getting us up and running quickly. We've been in 8s now for just over 4 weeks, and I think making a lot of progress there. Had our first outing last week against Holy Cross, had a scrimmage there, did 4x1K, got a 1V, 2V, 3V, and 4V out on the river, and all 4 crews showed signs of good speed, so that was positive. And then this coming Saturday, we're hosting Williams, and that will be more of your traditional 2K piece. It'll be a good opportunity for us to see where we are speed-wise. Williams is coming off a win at the NESCAC championship last weekend, so a really good crew that we're up against. So looking forward to that test.
That's great. That leads me to one of my questions, how the freshmen have managed to be integrated. When you say you have groups all over the place, were some of those include the freshmen, or were they just here in the fall and the spring?
Yeah, so the freshmen, we had the entire class here for the fall rowing in singles, and they, the upperclassmen that were here on campus for the fall term did a nice job of integrating them and getting them up to speed. Over the winter, they were all off campus, with the exception of one who was here with us. There was a group of 3 of them in Oakland, California, training together there, and then a group of about 6 that were down in LA training together. So they did a nice job again of getting together. I think that was obviously productive training time for them and a nice opportunity for them to bond as a class.
Oh, that's nice. That's great. Back in September of 2019, the Big Green dedicated a brand new rowing facility. I took a walk down there the other day and didn't realize they had incorporated the old building into it. For some reason, I thought they were 2 separate structures. It's beautiful. Fast forward a few months and the building was shut down. Everything else is campus shut down. Tell me what the new facility has meant to the program despite the rocking start.
Yeah, it's been huge for us. I think first and foremost, having the additional indoor training space has been critical throughout COVID. It's been a challenge handling practices for all three programs, and balancing the scheduling of that with the fact that we were limited to 9 or 10 individuals in each of our indoor spaces. So to have the additional new wing was huge, and created a lot of flexibility and a lot more training opportunities for all three programs. The indoor tanks, the moving water tanks, are also a huge asset for us. In the fall, we were limited to singles. So to be able to bring guys in and work them out in the tanks and stay in touch with sweep rowing was really important. And again, this spring, as we were limited to sculling in singles for the first couple weeks, it was very helpful to have access to the sweep tanks and feel like we're moving the group along and making progress there as well. So that's been critical.
I know at least one lightweight rower tried out for the Olympics. Do you have any heavyweight, either alumni or current athletes that have been able to try out for the Olympics?
Yeah, we had two recent alums that competed in Olympic trials a few weeks ago. They raced in the men's quad that came out of the Olympic Training Center out in Oakland, California. Unfortunately, they came up a little bit short. They finished second, but had a really nice showing at trials, and we were very proud of the way they performed. Turns out that the crew that they lost to has been racing over in Europe and has shown some real speed. So, it's a tribute to them that they lost to a fast crew.
You touched on a little bit this week, just about you rowed against Holy Cross just as a scrimmage. I don't know if you call it a scrimmage in boating. And then you're rowing against Williams this weekend. Is everyone pretty excited about it? Are they nervous at all about COVID? Or
Yeah, just excited. I mean, I can't tell you how excited the group was to get back out on the river and race. It was really fun to watch and be a part of. We found out 2 weeks ago, so or just under 2 weeks ago, last Monday, that we would be able to go and compete at the IRA, which is our national championship, the last weekend in May. So that's been some pretty exciting news for the group, and has certainly provided some motivation and some positive energy to the group. And so getting that news and then having the opportunity to get back on the race course for the first time in, I think it was 435 days last Saturday. That was huge. And again, to be able to host another good crew up here this coming weekend is, the guys are really looking forward to it.
Great. Well, a real quick note on that. You're not allowed to have spectators. I've had several phone calls from Kendall, and they're like, we can see them out our bedroom window. I'm like, well, then I guess you're allowed to watch as long as you're in your bedroom window.
Yeah. Yep.
And now this finally good timing. I hear the child in the background. Your family grew over the break. Tell me about that and how your older child's dealing with that?
Yeah. So my wife and I had a baby boy just over 6 weeks ago. So a big change here in our household. Certainly an adjustment. We have a 4-year-old daughter who's been dealing with not being the center of attention anymore. So an adjustment for her. But, it's a crazy time, obviously, with everything ramping up on our racing front. That's, between that and having a newborn at home, we've been busy for sure. But all really positive stuff.
That's great. Well, thanks a lot for talking to me today, and good luck with going forward this weekend, and good luck with the IRAs.
Thank you very much.